the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
I like it. Final thing, we'll get out of here. The sneaky most important transfer portal need for Tennessee is who for you?
Well, I was thinking more, we look at the defensive injuries and, you're going to get a guy like Ricky Gibson back and you'll have Ty Redmond back. But, you talked about that rotation when you're on the defensive line and at linebacker. I think linebacker is a position where, you've got a guy like Edwin Spillman and Jaden Perlotti there, but those guys, cannot play every single snap. So go get some guys who can, really execute in coverage, because that was, middle of the field was an area where Tennessee got beat a lot this year. Arion Carter, pretty good run stopper, but, when it came to a third and long, I remember a play early on at Alabama where, Ty Simpson hits a wide open tight end in the middle of the field. That kind of stuff cannot happen if you want to win in the SEC. And third down and long in general was an area where Tennessee struggled this year. So, and to me, it all starts in the middle of the field at the linebacker position. So, I think that'd be one of my bigger targets to look at, because I think offensively, you're going to be good. You got a really good tight end in Ethan Davis that I'm high on. Obviously, you're going to be set at quarterback. Receivers are all going to be solid. Running back, you've got most of your guys back. So, it should be all defense for me. And, hopefully if the secondary can stay healthy, you're set up, I think, to have, a much better year. At least the expectation is you have a much better year.
If you're Ryan Walters, you love the idea of just walking into a Ty Redmond, Ricky Gibson combo.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you look for.
100%. The interesting offseason question I have is, because Arion Carter, tough as nails, give him all the credit in the world for fighting through the double turf toe. But Arion Carter has not become the guy that you thought he could be as a star linebacker, right? I'm curious if he tests NFL draft waters, like what his draft grade or what kind of intel he gets where he might be taken. But even if he were to come back, he doesn't like where he's getting mocked in the NFL draft in 26. Part of me wonders if you're just like, hey, we like Perlotti, we like Harmon, we like Spillman, we're going to go a different way. And like Arion becomes a mercenary somewhere else, and goes and gets paid by Miami, Ole Miss, whoever. Like he just might go somewhere else. And you're just like, hey, you're not going to we got to get a sure thing in 26. We need a sure thing leader. We need a Keenan Peely this cycle and to help our young guys. I would be very curious. And I'm not saying that they should move on from Arion. I think he has not established himself as like I'm an A+ leader linebacker. I mean, I think he's a good leader, but like the play, like him in run defense, I don't know. I think that's an interesting conversation for Tennessee to explore over the next month, because if you were to tell me the choice was between a pro linebacker that they really like or bringing back Arion at a high dollar number, I would understand poking around and seeing if you go portal for a 1-year stopgap for all your young guys and more of a sure thing, even if he's not as talented as Arion, but like a B+ that is a B+ and can stay healthy and be that guy. Like I don't know. I'm very curious which way Tennessee goes on that front. And they might not have to think about it because he might just go to the NFL draft, right? Like he might just make the decision for him.
No, I was thinking along the same lines. I mean, you look at the young talent in that room one, and there's going to be a sure thing, like you said, in the portal. And I think that's the biggest. Tennessee's defense needs sure things. They absolutely need it, because depending on what kind of quarterback play you get next year, that offense is going to be there.
Yeah,
because you've got all your pieces back. So, I mean, I would be going all in sure thing defense this year. I mean, there's no question about it.
Yeah, because I mean, Peely was a better player. He just got hurt. And he had the worst injury luck of any leader, great player for Tennessee. He was a hitter. He was good in cover. Like, I hated that we couldn't get like he never played Alabama. That's crazy.
It is
2 years. Like I don't know. Keenan Peely is a huge what if, and I just feel bad for that guy because I think he would have had 2 really good years at Tennessee. But yeah, I would look around. I would look around for a Peely this cycle and see if you can get that, because then you can just bridge the gap. Because, like you said, they need an Omar Lott at linebacker or a Keenan Peely. That you got to just bring in someone right there that you know exactly what you're getting, and you're getting a good player. And you might have to overpay for a solid player, but I'd rather overpay at the sure thing, the sure B plus, than the overpay for someone who could be an A+ like Arion or could be a C-. And just, I don't know what Arion does. And like I said, tough dude. I've enjoyed watching him play at Tennessee, but I do think he has not been dominant and consistent enough to be like, yeah, you're our guy for one more year if you want to come back and kind of block a lot of these young guys. Like, it's why I'm not paid the big bucks here. It's not a decision I have to make, Alex, but it is something I wonder if the folks at Tennessee are wondering.
I mean, I really wish we could have saw more Jaden Perlotti late in the season. I know we saw more of him, but I think he was one of the guys that was blocked behind, a guy like T-Lander and Arion Carter. And, obviously, those guys are your starters, but I really wanted to see more of Perlotti, especially because, I mean, me personally, watching him all year, I mean, you always saw the speed. You noticed him when he was out there. And I think that's the biggest thing for me that Tennessee needs in that linebacker room. Just have noticeable guys. And, whether that be, I mean, that's the NFL prototype now. You got to be fast, and you have to be an athletic linebacker. And I think Perlotti, is going to be a fantastic option there. So it's going to be really encouraging to see him grow these next few years.
Alex Sarkis, what can the good folks check out from you and the team over at the UTK Daily Beacon this week, sir?
Nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas podcast. Hell yeah.